Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Scorpio Down, and today's video is the vendor reset for the 26th of October 2021. Starting off at DZ West, we've got this baker's dozen. So you'll see the one on the left is what you can get at DZ West, and the one on the right is from the theatre settlement. So I've picked both just so you can have a look at them. They both come with rifle damage and crit damage, and you can swap the rate of fire or optimal range depending which one you buy out for damage to armor, damage to health, headshot damage, whatever you want to roll with. But both of them are pretty good. Obviously for the one at DZ West you'll need to get the DZ credits, whereas you just need the normal credits for the one at the theatre settlement. So I'm going to scoot over to the campus and I'll pick you up when I get there. Here we are at the campus, and the item I've got for you today is the Forge holster. If you haven't already got one yet, you could change the skill tier to weapon damage or armor, or maybe even roll the weapon handling off for crit damage. It's definitely worth looking at if you haven't got one already. If you have, obviously there's no upgrade to what you will already have, but as I said, if you're new to the game and you're looking for the Forge holster, this isn't a bad one to start with. So next I'm going to go over to DZ East and I'll pick you up there. We're at DZ East now, and the Black Friday. So it comes with Perfectly Unhinged. It grants 22% weapon damage at the cost of 25% stability and 25% accuracy. Fairly decent rolls. You can change the crit hit chance to damage the target out of cover. Bit of optimizing to do on the other two bits, but overall not too bad. If you're looking for this weapon, now's the time to go and buy it. If you've got the credits, it costs 152 DZ resources, so it's definitely worth looking at if you got the time to spend in the DZ to try and get those resources. I'm just going to jump over to the clan vendor, and then I'll move on to Roy Benitez after that. We're now at the clan vendor, and the item I'm looking at here is the Black Market T821. So it's got damage to armor maxed out, the talent is measured, which is really good for an SMG, and then it's got crit hit chance and fairly decent 10.4% SMG damage. So a bit of optimizing to do on it, but the damage to armor and the measured talent make this a really good buy. It's definitely worth checking out. Obviously the RPM is quite low at 550, but if you were to put a Striker's Battle Gear build together, you could increase the rate of fire. So it's not too bad. And as you can see, the base damage is 100k bang on. I'm not running anything to do with an SMG build, so as you can see that's quite high already. So it's definitely worth checking out. Finally going to go over to Roy Benitez. As I've said, I'll pick you up there.
What can I do for you?
Now we're at Roy Benitez. We're going to check out the last piece that I'm recommending today, which is these Chesco Aroba gloves. So they're about 2/3 roll, so a bit of optimizing to do, but you can change the weapon handling for crit chance and then optimize the weapon damage and crit damage, and you've got a really good pair of Chesco Aroba gloves. So they're my top 5 picks for this week. There isn't really anything worth looking at other than those. Maybe top 6 if you include the 2 baker's dozens, because there are 2 of them this week. Hope you find it useful. It saves you a trip to the vendors if you don't see anything that you don't want to buy. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video for the Cassie Mendoza vendor reset.